Goalkeepers Union over here.
Yeah.
She spoke about the headache that she's got yesterday for the goalies. Mary Earps, it's almost strange, but Hannah Hampton's been so good. And then there's Kiara Keaton. Where do you go?
I think Kiara Keaton, from all accounts, I think she's dropped down to the under-23s now. I don't see her making the Euros squad, and not through her being incredibly talented. Obviously, had an amazing season last year. Sort of, a lot of competition with Man City this year. But yeah, I think it's just that kind of like maybe maturing of her as a player. So I don't think necessarily like she'll be in the running for this Euros, although I mean, in 3 months' time, I'll probably be eating my words. But yeah, I think Hannah Hampton put in an absolute great performance, some great saves last night. She's so cool, calm, and collected on the ball. I think she's so good with her feet. But then you've got Mary Earps, who's been in major tournaments. She's got that kind of the respect. She's got that the confidence in her.
Yeah.
So I actually can't call it at all, and I don't even want to call it because I don't even want to be making a decision on it. Because I think they're both equally as either one of them I'd be happy to see in goal. Yeah. I'm sitting on the fence. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I'm sitting on the fence as well. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not Sarina because how do you pick that? Because Mary Earps is obviously she's been there, done it, and sometimes that's enough. Having that experience and having that confidence and knowing you've done it, even if there's someone who's got a lot of potential or is maybe just as good or maybe even a little bit better. I'm not saying that Hannah Hampton is, but if you've been there and done it, that sometimes I think would edge it for me. I'm not Sarina.
I mean, remember the time Arteta, Jonas Edeval, when he was at Arsenal, was talking about, who's to say I'm not going to, sub out goalkeepers. We're never going to see it. It's not going to happen.
No.
But they are two world-class goalkeepers. I feel Hannah Hampton has really made her mark with that now.
Yeah.
And you go back to Aston Villa, Hannah Hampton, the situation with Carla Ward that time. Obviously, she's gone away. She's done some maturing. She's worked with Emma Hayes. I am starting to look and go, I think the WSL and Hannah Hampton being at Chelsea's given her that edge over Mary Earps,
I think the maturity definitely for Hannah. I think, there was definitely sort of, not concerns, but I think there were definitely things raised that, she needs to kind of grow up or sort of get more experience and kind of be around the squad a little bit more before they put her in sort of high-pressured situations. But I think, proving last night, 40-odd thousand fans at Wembley putting in a performance like that, doing Cruyff turns in the box and things.
Yeah,
I just
her feet
thought,
are ridiculous.
It's that. She's
I hate seeing keepers do that, but she does it. So I'm crack on.
Yeah. Credit to her. And her distribution is second to none. The pinpoint pass and the accuracy. But then you look at Mary Earps and she can also do the same thing. So, do
you think that though with the league? Do you? Is it fair?
I think a little bit. It's one of them things of if you're in England, it's in your face, so you're seeing her more and you're seeing, arguably, I say the WSL's more competitive than the French league.
See, it is.
Yeah,
is
just
that
consistently, the amount of teams week in week that you're playing.
Yeah, PSG aren't in the Champions League anymore as well. That's another example of Sarina Wiegman looking and can't avoid Hannah Hampton.
Yeah,
fighting on all fronts, now becoming the regular starter. I love the bones of Mary Earps.
Yeah.
You want to see it for both.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So it's a nightmare of a headache Sarina's got in her hands there.
Well, I think you didn't really get any kind of indication which way it was going to go because obviously Earps has started for Portugal, Hannah Hampton's just started for Spain last night. You'd think Spain's probably the bigger game in a way, but
it's one of the ones that you can't read into it. It's when you try and read into it in training, what the starting lineup is going to be. It's I was in for this drill, but then she was in for that drill, and you're trying to read into it too much. But it's just I
don't miss that.
She might just be rotating it. God. but then you think you'd say Mary Earps is number one, but then rotate it. Hannah Hampton comes in as a worldie, and you're thinking, now what do we do?
Yeah.
So it's really hard.
Just on the subject as well of England goalkeepers, Ellie Roebuck in her news last week. What? Fair play to her. I had no idea. A lot of us didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Credit to her for coming out and speaking about it, and hopefully things can improve for her.
Yeah. No, it's really bad though. It's a scary thing, but I think
it's a stroke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can happen. It happened. It's I think for keepers, it is actually a very scary position. You're just you're chucking yourself in there, and I've got a friend. She was a keeper, and she ended up with she got a massive gash on her forehead from training. And it's just scary.
I'm glad that people are finally understanding like how.
I mean, I know it's scary. That's
horrifying
why
is the position.
Stop doing it as well. You chose that.
Honestly, I think it's that though. Like it's self-inflicted at the end of the day. So yeah, there's only so much like. I don't think it was too much sympathy. Yeah. I did this to me. Yeah.
You had a good time though. It was really good fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Good run.
Yeah.
Who's your favourite goalkeeper then?
Oh.
And say the WSL. I'll take Mary Earps out of it.
It is Mary Earps. I think not only because of how she was in the Euros, how she was in the World Cup, but also like you can't ignore like the advocacy and the leadership that she has. I mean, what she's done for like the women's game and what she's done for the goalkeeping position and all the battles that she's had with Nike and the bonuses and like you see how many like girl goalkeepers there are now, like going up to the goalkeeper shirts in the audience and the fans, and you think. Yeah, like she has made it cool. She has made goalkeeper
definitely.
like
I think
epic.
she openly spoke about how like she almost stopped at one point and was like hated the game and didn't love it, and then to have that comeback, that's incredible because I think so many players have probably been in that position to then see it for someone who's so big in the game. Yeah. I think
and all of that said, clearly she is a doer. You know, there's people who talk and there's people who do.
Yeah.
Mary Earps is an absolute doer, but she also comes across like a very humble and lovely person at the same time, which I think it's important in this day and age, especially when the game is growing the way it's going.
Definitely.
You hear stories, you see things, and you think, oh, let's not lose that kind of grassroots, earthy edge, you know. And I think Mary Earps is just. I mean, what a leader! She's a leader.
Honestly,
she's brilliant.
I think especially like when you work in the media and you're trying to sort of when you're speaking to players and you're trying to get those kind of like honest responses. Yeah. Like she's the one person that you kind of go to and say like she give an honest, genuine response to something. Like
tell me what you think, not what you've been rehearsed before.
Like, even the goalkeeper situation. Like I was in Australia, like there was like a small round table, and we were asking her about like the night kits and things like that, and she just came out with like off the bat just like what had happened with like the night situation and like what she wanted to do, and we were just like,
yeah,
nice.
We need more of Mary Earps.
Wow, like, what? Yeah, just like saying it how it is, and I just absolutely rate that.
And that's the thing, Mary Earps can back it up because I'm sure there's many players who are maybe they don't have the clout because they don't have the focus that say Mary Earps has, and also she's won a European Championships and made it to a World Cup final. She can back it up, you know. Therefore, when she talks, people do listen, 100%. You know. And I love that lack of. What's the word when they kind of PR you and mediaify you?
Yeah, for sure.
She's not like airbrush. She's just very raw. Yeah, what she says.
That's it. Never change that. No. You know, never change it because that's how things do change. You know, that's how. And she's had that impact. Oh, after saying Hannah Hampton and going, Mary Earps, we still love you.
Yeah. I need to go and see her actually at Madame Tussauds. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah, I did.
No, I haven't. I'm good at it.
Oh man.
Wait, isn't it your wallpaper? Your picture with her?
I'm going to get you back.
Yeah, fair.
You can jump in the comments, by the way. Let us know your thoughts on Mary Earps and Hannah Hampton, who's your #1 keeper for Sarina Wiegman moving forward. Like we say, it's a good problem for her to have.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.